Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the MCU crew. We're back in action. Lighter show tonight, though. At least the show proper. And then we're gonna watch Ant-Man 2. Jesse's kind of first time ever watching Ant-Man 2, if we're honest, right? Because you fell asleep.
Oh, because he fell asleep.
I'm excited. I'm excited to
Okay. All right.
jump into a world I've never experienced before. Very excited about this.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. A Marvel film not yet marveled at. You know what I'm saying?
Sure, yeah.
That's that's a back of the box quote right there. Right there. That should, Jesse Cox, MCU crew, is what that is right there. There's not much news this week, y'all. There's the WandaVision news. At least thanks to a Blu-ray collection that is coming out for WandaVision. If you, for some reason, want a 4K version of the WandaVision show, you can do so. But it also allowed a sneak peek into Agatha Darkhold Diaries. There's like a teaser thing that, like some images of Agatha. I don't know if I can show them. I don't know if it's on sale yet. But it's more Agatha. It also looks a little bit weird and zany. I'll share them with you guys. We could try to describe them. This reminds me of this image right here. Do you remember that movie? Oh God, it was a Disney movie about witches.
Hocus Pocus?
Hocus Pocus. Yeah, that image gives me big Hocus Pocus vibes.
Hocus Pocus energy.
Yeah, it's got Hocus Pocus energy. I posted them in the VMix chat if you two want to look at them. It's got some big Hocus Pocus energy there. They're like walking around in a, I don't know.
This is the least helpful link you've ever sent.
Really? What do you mean? You just click it.
Not on mine.
I had to copy paste it, but I was able to do it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't. Okay. Here, you can.
I don't know why VMix killed the link.
Yeah, I don't either. I'm not.
Nope,
why doesn't that
work for that one
person
either.
have shoes?
Yeah, I don't know. A lot of them don't have shoes. It's kind of weird.
I don't. Okay, I mean they are photos. I don't have it either way on this.
Yeah. Well, also,
like, okay,
isn't this show supposed to be a musical? Or like musically themed, like Agatha was.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's changed.
So are these from the DVD box?
Yeah, these are like a little teaser to Agatha Darkhold Diaries that is on the WandaVision spinoff, or the WandaVision box set that's coming out.
Because the second one looks like someone took a photo of the set. Does
Yeah.
that make sense? Like those photos where it's at an angle, like that you can see it's a set, but once you're watching the show, you can't tell it's a set. The second one looks like that's like a BTS shot.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can see where the set ends on that one. I'm hoping that's not.
Yeah. Well,
I'm hoping that's a BTS behind the scenes shot because that's
for sure, right?
Looks a little bit rough.
Like it has to be a BTS shot. It has to be. Otherwise, like, oh my God, that's like, it's really bad.
Yeah.
I'm gonna assume it's a behind the scenes shot.
Okay. All right. It looks like September 19th of next year is when this is supposed to air, which means if they're doing a show once a week, that's Thursday, 1, 2, 3. So that means that like the finale would probably be on the 31st, aka Halloween. So I might try to like theme it that route or like market it that route. We'll see what happens, I guess. Again, the images didn't really provide much, and I'm kind of with Bronze with them not showing much. It's looks a little
barefooted.
Yeah.
People up in here.
Looks a little bit rough.
People don't got shoes and they're walking on gravel with no shoes.
Yeah.
That's cruel. You don't make people do that.
In this image, which I'll provide to you guys, I'm not going to, we're looking at the images from the direct.com is who posted all this stuff. If you want to try to find them yourselves from the WandaVision 4K physical release that I don't know if is on sale yet. They show that there is a actor by the name of Joe Locke, who I don't know much about, but he's apparently playing Wiccan, aka Wanda's magically created son in the show, which I guess that's leading into like Young Avengers stuff. So that's why they're going to introduce him there. Wiccan is a part of that in the comics, at least. So we'll see. He's leading the pack in that shoeless escapade on top of that weird Hocus Pocus themed hill in the shot. And that's kind of that there. That's maybe one of the bigger bits of news.
Okay, yeah, no, it's a BTS shot because looking at the second website you linked, you can see the camera in the shot.
Ah, okay, so
it's
a
BTS shot.
Got it.
Okay.
Got it.
There you go. Scared, chat. It looks rough.
Yeah. Jesse, isn't Michael Waldron your friend that you used to talk about?
I mean, friend's a relative term. We worked once together on a show. Yes.
Okay.
I mean, like, we were associates.
You knew him, though,
I don't
or know
anything,
of him.
I don't, I'm not in his life in any way.
Right.
Yeah.
You
are best friends.
Yeah, you're best friends.
We're basically brothers.
Yeah.
Got it.
Well, he is a meteoric rise in the world of Marvel that I never would have seen coming.
Yeah, he wrote Loki season 1, as well as Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
And he was the big production head for season 2 of Loki.
And today he got tapped to write Avengers: The Kang Dynasty. He got the big one. Potentially, I guess.
I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
I think it all comes down to, like, I love Loki. Season 1 and 2 are great. Multiverse of Madness, I thought, was all over the place. But again, I don't know what is him writing versus directors versus editing versus producers. It's a whole process. So, we'll see. But I know there are many people who, no matter what, they're not going to like the Kang Dynasty. It's just...
Yeah,
we'll see. We'll see where they go, because they're putting a lot on that man's shoulders if they're going to be like, all right, you get to write this.
Yep. He also just launched a new production company called Anomaly Pictures. That's, I guess, a part of kind of all this, at least in the Deadline.com post. Deadline is a popular like Hollywood breaking website type deal.
Sure.
But yeah, he's gonna be writing Avengers: Kang Dynasty, which is slated for the May 1st, 2026, which kind of seems like a long time from now, but honestly, it's only 2.5 years. I don't know how we're gonna get from where we're at to that in 2.5 years. There's a lot of stuff I feel like needs to happen.
Valid, yeah.
For the Kang Dynasty to be like, where the Infinity War was. There's so much lead up to that, and now I don't know if the lead up is there. It's a tough sell.
I don't think so. I mean,
did you guys?
I think them trying to make this happen is.
Yeah. What were we gonna say, Bronze?
I was gonna be shady. Did you guys see Taika's quote?
Yeah. That was we're gonna cover that. It's the next bit of news. He was on a podcast called the Smart Less Podcast, talking to the host Will Arnett, Jason Bateman, and Sean Hayes for the reason that he took the job directing the third Thor film. So that would be Thor Ragnarok and not Love and Thunder. And he was asked the question, and his quote was said, "I had no interest in doing one of those films. It wasn't on my plan for my career as an auteur, but I was poor and I just had a second child. And I thought, you know what? That'd be a great opportunity to feed these children." He goes on to say that Thor, quote, was probably the least popular franchise, and added, quote, "I never read Thor as a comics as a kid. That was the comic I'd pick up and be like, ugh. And then I did some research on it and I read one Thor comic, or 18 pages or however long they are. And I was still baffled by this character. So yeah,
I think
kind of.
I think this is what you would call a retcon. This screams. It's the exact same vibe as when he messaged or tweeted out or whatever he said when he was like, "I want to piss off Star Wars fans with my movie for Star Wars."
Yeah,
Like, I'm positive he as a human is either one in the F it I don't care mode, or two, he is covering up for the fact that people hated his last movie and he like
maybe
as an ego, which he 100% has, as an ego is trying to deflect now and be like, well, I didn't even know about Thor and whatever. Like, it doesn't even matter. And like, if you guys are mad, fuck it. You're like, that's definitely a thing people do, and it could very well be that, right? It does. He is putting out a lot of vibes of like,
yeah,
trying to antagonize people purposefully, and sometimes that's fun.
yeah. He went on to say,
I don't know if that's the case here, but
yeah, he went on to say. I was reading a little bit more in the article. He went on to say that when Marvel Studios approached him to direct the film, he thought, "quote Well, they've called me in. This really is bottom of the barrel." So there's a little bit of self-deprecating humor, I guess, involved in that. He went on the record to say that if there's a Thor 5, he would not be directing. And quote, I wouldn't know if that's accurate when asked about it. He told Business Insider about the rumors of him directing another Thor film. He said, quote, I know that I won't be involved. He added saying, I'm going to concentrate on these other films that I've signed on for. So whatever else he's doing, it won't be Thor 5.
The reason I brought it up was I don't necessarily think like it's a bad thing
I don't
for them
either.
to take their time with some of these movies, because I think like Disney, at least from my outsider's perspective, obviously I don't work with them, has developed a reputation of like ship one Disney movie so that you can get a big payday and you can get the credits to go do other stuff. Because we heard about this with She-Hulk, that a lot of visual effects studios were like, yeah, no, we did one Disney contract and we're never going to do that again. So I think like they've kind of developed this like very negative reputation of being a horrible studio to work for, where you have to accomplish the impossible within, a year and a half, of a timeline. And you're doing reshoots even on the Marvels up until like, 8 months before the movie comes out. And so I think like pushing something out until like Kang Dynasty out until 2026 is probably smart.
Yeah.
Because
if not further.
I think that's
right?
the only way. Yeah, I think that's the only way they're gonna get a team to sign on that's actually good and actually give them the time to like make that not a shit movie.
Yeah.
That's my
Right.
theory. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But as a brand, they're like suffering right now. Like they don't have the greatest reputation in the industry.
Sure. Yeah. And I would say they've lost the like shine, I guess, from the end game stuff from that time period for sure. It's become the fun thing to like pick on Marvel. So it is what it is, I suppose. Jesse, anything to add on the Taika quotes?
No, again, I think I stand by what I said. It
Okay.
sounds like he's purposely trying to antagonize people because he thinks it's funny. And like,
Yeah,
it can be funny.
It does a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he definitely, that's his humor, and him back to back. Like, if it was one thing, whatever. But back, like this and the Star Wars quote, dude is purposefully trying to like.
He do a little trolling.
Yeah.
I think that makes a lot of sense given the type of things that he makes, right? Like
I mean, he's also very specifically targeting the audiences of both Star Wars and Marvel, which are notorious for, Star Wars being Star Wars fans and Marvel over the last 4 years being just the worst, right?
Yeah.
So he's very clearly like, there's nothing diplomatic about what he said. He's very clearly trying to poke the beast, and that's fine. Like, he's not making a Marvel movie anymore, so he can say whatever the hell he wants.
Yeah. Yeah.
I also think it's like, not to like, I don't want to say anything too negative about him, but like I've definitely been in that position before of when you get like a chip on your shoulder, because like every creative has the projects that they wish were more successful, and then they have the projects that are more successful. And I'm sure that like that could also be a factor in this. Because he had, and I'm not saying his own projects aren't unsuccessful. Like they are doing quite well. He's doing pretty well for himself. But I think like, I feel like I've seen this trend in actors too, that when they keep getting asked about the same thing over and over and over again, their answers initially are like, yeah, I don't know if I'd come back, but yeah, I feel like that story's finished. And eventually it turns into like, well, there's not real acting in Marvel movies. And it's like, it's not even like I'm a real actor. I want to make real movies. Those aren't even really movies. They're just advertisements, Like they kind of slowly get more and more and more like radical in a way, or inflammatory in a way. So if like that interview also to me just felt like he was probably like tired of talking about that, because it's like, how long ago is that movie that he directed it and he's still talking about it? He's moved on to Our Flag Means Death and like other projects. He's probably like over talking about fucking Thor,
True. Yeah.
But I mean, that's the problem with big projects. And you're totally right, Bronze, that there's always that thing where everyone focuses on the last major thing you did, not your successful stuff that follows up. Because if it's not as huge as that thing that you failed at, they're always going to ask you about the thing you failed at in relation to everything else you do until you come out with another huge success. And so I can understand why that would piss him off. But I'm just saying, it's he's not winning any friends over with being like, it was never, I don't even care. I never even liked it. It's the exact same vibe as when every goddamn Netflix writer for the last X number of years is like, well, I never watched that show. I never cared about it. And it's, when you think about it in the moment, it seems like an out. But in reality, everyone's like, then why the hell were you on you just made it worse.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's better just be like,
I agree.
I don't want to talk about
I've seen people that like embrace it and they're able to keep a career going like far afterwards. Like, oh my God, this is the most random example. But have you guys seen The Lost Boys?
Yeah, sure.
You know how there's like this guy that looks like he's lubed up and he's wearing jeans and he's playing a saxophone with a chain belt in that film?
Sure.
That guy's name is Tim Capello. I randomly looked him up on my stream. He still wears that getup, goes to bars, and like sings "I Still Believe," like shirtless, looped up, with the chain belt, like the whole 9 yards. Like he's ridden that Lost Boys thing for like 40 years and I mean, he could do what a lot of people do, which is go out there and be like, I have other music, okay? I'm not just the greasy sax man from Lost Boys. That movie wasn't even that good, and you're losers for liking it. He doesn't do that. He's just like, yeah, I'm greasy sax man. Let's go. Let's rock.
Yeah, fuck it. Who cares? He's doing what he can. He's doing the best with what he got.
I kind of respect it. I'm like,
same. I respect it. Yeah. Totally respect that. Yeah, I mean, I think Taika probably got like a laugh in the room, right? And that's probably why he said what he said, not really thinking, or maybe not caring about like the reverberation of it outside of that podcast. But it is what it is. He got his money and he's moving on. I, for one, am excited for Thor 5 if it happens and it's under a different director. I think 2 films is enough of what we got of that type of Thor. And if we get a different take on it that's different from the other 2 takes on it, then cool, great. It's just like how comic
what?
Comic renditions
the craziest thing about, I was thinking about this before. The Thor movies, to me, and this is going to sound crazy, but just think on it for a minute and just put it in your brain and realize that I'm correct.
Okay.
Thor 1 through 4 have the exact same trajectory as Batman 1 through 4. You're welcome.
Are you talking like Keaton to Kilmer to Clooney?
Yes. I'm talking 88 Batman or whatever that was. 1 through 4, exact same trajectory.
So does that mean How long?
Yes, I'm calling Love and Thunder the Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
Thor movies. Yes.
But wait, was there a Batman
Yes.
movie between Batman and Robin and The Dark Knight?
Batman Forever, which was carried by the comedy stylings of Jim Carrey, and the rest of the movie was played very straight.
No, that was the fourth
and
one.
So, no, that's the third one. There was Batman, then there was the
Batman
sequel
Returns.
that had, Batman Returns,
Guys,
and there's
I
Batman
think we
Forever,
might-
and then there was Batman and Robin.
I think we might need to cancel Ant-Man and watch the Batman movies on stream because
Which
I
ones?
don't know what order they come in.
Oh,
I
well,
do.
you're young.
I
It's
grew up
okay.
with them.
They were,
I
they
know.
were in our heyday. You're one of those
I grew up with
youngins
those.
that was like, we need to see them.
Yeah.
Who is Jack
I'm
Nicholson?
not that young. I was around when Keaton was Batman.
No, you weren't. Nope. You're like 23 or something like that, Bronze. It's fine.
Now, the critical reception of these movies has changed drastically since the original releases. But having
Sure.
lived through them, I can tell you, the first movie, people were just really excited to see Batman. It was
Yeah.
great, but it's not like a perfect movie. And then second movie came out, not liked as much as the first one, even though now I would say most people like it more than the first one. But at the time, not as popular as the first one.
The second one
And it had a lot of
Catwoman, I
weird
think,
problems
right?
in it.
I was gonna say, was the second one the one with Penguin?
Yeah, with Penguin. Yeah,
Penguin, Catwoman, yeah.
So who was the
Um,
bad guy in the first one?
Joker.
Yeah. It was Jack Nicholson as
Okay.
Joker.
It was Jack
Okay.
Nicholson as Joker, and then it was Penguin and Catwoman in the second one. And at the time, people were like, okay. And then the third movie was Riddler and Two-Face.
That was Batman
And
Forever.
that one was hugely successful. Not because it was a Batman movie, because Jim Carrey was like the height.
He was.
of
It
his
was the height of
career.
his career. Yeah.
Yeah,
And he was
and no one was
crazy
there to
popular.
see Val Kilmer. No one could, right? And so,
Yeah.
and then the fourth movie was just, the third movie did so well. Like, if you think about it, basically the first movie is dark. The second movie they made darker. And then the third movie, they're like, we're not going dark anymore. We're making it zany and fun and wacky. And that one blew up. So the fourth movie, they were like, well, let's go more wacky. And the fourth movie is atrocious.
It's really
It is-
bad. Yeah.
It is Uma Thurman, right?
That's Uma
That was
Thurman.
during my
Arnold.
heyday.
Arnold is
I was old
Mr.
enough
Freeze.
to remember that one.
Yeah.
The rest
that's
I
where every
rewatched in
Arnold-
So-
adulthood, but the Uma
Chill
Thurman one I
out.
remember like
Yeah, that
as
was
a
with
kid.
Chilla and all that
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. So wait, does that mean
Ice Age.
is the fifth Batman film Christian Bale?
There is no fifth, homie.
Yeah. Well, if
No,
we're
'cause then it
going
resets.
sequential,
Right? Then it
No, then it
resets.
resets. I'm just talking about the original OG 4.
okay. What I'm trying to get at is that the fifth, in terms of release, is a Christian Bale film, which
Christian
is
Bale,
arguably
yeah.
one of the best one. So that
Sure,
means they're
sure.
about to
Oh,
get the
yeah.
best
Look,
Thor, right?
look,
I'm
the
thinking
pendulum swing.
positively.
No. I'm
Yeah.
also thinking positive. The pendulum swing back from
Yeah.
Batman
Yeah.
4, which was Batman and Robin, which was truly an awful film. The pendulum swing back to, all right, we need to reset this, is exactly what I'm hoping they do for Thor.
With-
The question is,
with
can it
Thor.
be reset if you've now made Thor through not just 4 Thor movies, but multiple side films, the goofy one? You know what I mean?
Well, look,
Like, he's the comedy
I
character
know.
now.
here's the other thing too. The post-credit scene of Love and Thunder, he's got a kid,
Sure.
right? Like, is that kid gonna be like a young Avenger?
Here's the thing, they can write that
Person?
kid out like they've written out so many characters just by saying like she's
yeah.
an intergalactic
That's true.
school.
They can.
They totally
They
can. Yeah,
just write them out.
yeah.
It's weird because we're running into like what's annoying about having a shared cinematic universe, which is sometimes you do need to like be like, okay, that's not working. Let's try something new. And
Sure.
so it's funny when people talk about how like when I used to do my comic book show, everyone would be like, oh, are you like smoking crack that you think like DC could ever compete with Marvel? And I was like, you have to understand, when I was in my influential years, like DC shit on Marvel. They had the Christian Bale Batman, and nothing Marvel had put out could come close until Iron Man dropped.
Sure.
Like there was a brief period of time where like DC was just king. And it's strange that people don't think that could ever happen again, even though that pendulum swings all the time. But they were able to do that because they were also able to, like, there weren't 8 other film franchises that were hinging off of Batman. They
Right.
could literally just be like, you know what? erase everything, hit the reset. We're bringing in Christian Bale, right? And they've been able to do that like again, like because now they're like, well, the Joker movies with the Lady Gaga, that's it's its own thing. But then the Batman with Robert Pattinson, that's its own thing. And there's not 18 other movies franchises that are hinging on Pattinson's Batman, so they can take like really big swings. But like if they decide to like reset Thor, like that fucks over Valkyrie, that fucks over the Guardians, that fucks over everybody that's like has interplay with Thor, the Avengers. Like they can't just like be like, okay, we've painted ourselves into a corner with this one franchise. How do we like reset it? It's because they're all so intertwined that if they decide to just redo all of it,
I don't think any of that matters.
Because of the multiverse?
I think we're so no matter what, currently, you're absolutely correct, Bronze. Currently, in the moment, if they do any resets, then yeah, they have to think about all that shit. But if the whole point is to get us to Secret Wars,
that's the reset.
The reset happens and they restart everything. And so it wouldn't matter anyway. Like anyone can be anyone because they're pulled from multiple realities. So like it doesn't matter.
They're gonna reset everything with Secret Wars?
100%. That is the objective.
I think so.
Is because that should, just like how in the run up to Infinity War, it's like, okay, Thanos has to win one of these movies and he has to wipe out half the like population of the universe. Like that is the whole point of him existing as a character. That's the thing he does. So in Secret War, the whole point is it has to be a multiversal war, or else what the hell is even the point of doing it, right? Yeah. And so the assumption would be then that is their like all the properties come together. We'll have one last hurrah. I'm sure in the last movie, Stark's gonna show up. It's literally gonna be Robert Downey Jr. again, like that it was gone from another reality, you know, like that kind of shit. And maybe Peter will see him and be like, oh, they'll do the whole thing, give us what we want, try to make up for some really terrible movies, and then reset everything. Absolutely, that's what they're gonna do. The question is then, what after that? Do they like? Where do we go from there? Hopefully, they've thought about it a lot more than they've thought about the last 2 years of films, because we're just sort of floundering over here waiting for something to happen and nothing's happening.
Yeah.
I mean, I would hope that happens. The other part of me feels like we're going to have a Doctor Who situation where they're going to be like, we need to bring back the only thing that like our sure shot, like break open the emergency glass. We need David Tennant and Donna Noble, you know?
Yeah.
Like part of me is like, this all ends with like Robert Downey Jr. coming back. Maybe I sound crazy.
That's the big talk right now. Yeah, is that the big three are supposed to come back.
They're just like, we need a sure shot. Where is Robert Downey Jr.? Like, I feel like that's how this is gonna go. Like,
yeah, that's already the big rumor.
I know that these movies cost millions, and so they do not want to risk it on something new. I think they want the thing that you know. Like, I think they need to put their money on the best bet. And I think we all know here, if Robert Downey Jr. was back as Iron Man, that'd get us back in theaters.
Yeah, right? I feel like if I was gonna be Waldron and make the Kang dynasty, after Kang wins, right? Because the whole point is he has to destroy realities, right? So after, I feel like there should be like a, you know, a similar tone to Infinity War where it's like, oh, geez, we're totally screwed. But end of that movie is 100% being like, well, what do we do now? And the last line is Robert Downey Jr. And that would keep people hype for however long it takes for that next movie to come out.
No, it would. No, it really
people would lose their minds.
It really would.
Yeah.
It would be like, yeah, it would be like Randy Orton coming back to the WWE.
Yes.
This was the right group to make that joke. And this was the right group.
Yeah. It would feel very cheap, but it would also work. Yeah, I agree with that.
But it works. I wish that shit didn't work on me. But when I saw those pictures of Randy Orton on Twitter, I was like, time to watch WWE.
Yeah.
He's back. He looks amazing.
Like
they got a lot of work to do.
Nostalgia gets you.
Yeah, it'll work.
People, what people like, and they liked the original 3. That's a thing they loved. and being able to like destroying everything and then restarting everything is good for a number of reasons, but more importantly, because then it allows them to do a lot of really hard recasting. Like you can bring back Black Panther as like a main character again and have another actor, and people won't be like losing their minds because it's an alternate reality. You can bring back dead characters, and you know, like people can you can bring characters back. You can do all sorts of things, and some characters you can leave dead or have someone else play them and to be a different version. Like there are 18 different Spider-Men. There are different versions of all sorts of other characters. You can bring that version in. So you can do tons of stuff, plus keep Young Avengers, which is 100% going to be a thing. They're setting that up. And so it makes sense why you would do it. And it also allows you to break some rules about, you know, like whatever, what comics have done forever, which is a character's dead. Yeah, okay. See you in about a year. You know, like that's
right.
Yeah. Comics also have a luxury that the movies don't have, which is that like Magneto is drawn the same way for literally like 40 years.
That's because it's a good ass outfit.
Actor, yeah, if like there was an actor playing Magneto, they would have to, that man would be 80 now, and they would have to start thinking about, okay, maybe is he still a buff young man the way we draw him? And in the comics, you can just say, well, you know, he's a mutant. He ages slowly. But when you're dealing with real human beings, it's like, you can't just draw them looking younger, right? Like they're like Robert Downey Jr. is older, but here's the thing. Robert Downey Jr. is also the one in the iron suit that's a normal human that number one would make sense to be older, and number two probably wouldn't affect him as much as like Spider-Man, right? Like Spider-Man's injuries would
younger,
really affect, like, but like Iron Man, he could be an old graying man in a suit. Why not?
Yeah, yeah. Well, we'll see. We've got.
Plus,
go ahead.
I was just saying. Plus, we're at like peak World of Warcraft levels of characters right now in the MCU, where there's so many characters,
so much shit.
None of them have enough time.
There's a lot of
to have their story expressed.
Yeah,
like
there's
the amount of characters they introduce per movie now that just never show up again is hilarious. And like, well, we gave you that character so you know they exist in the world. I'd rather not have seen that character and spent more time developing the plot. But like, that's just me.
Yeah, but
I guess you gotta sell merch.
You gotta sell merch and all that stuff. Yeah.
Everyone's a Boba Fett now. They have like 3 lines of dialogue and then like look cool. It's like great.
That's true. It is
so cool.
We've got one more casting thing, and then some stuff that is reignited now that Hollywood's back in business. John Hamm was on in an interview with Screen Rant, and he's going to be he was asked if he would ever want to be in future Marvel projects. And he said, I hope I get a chance. I don't know. Those decisions get made at such a high level at this point, definitely above my pay grade. I would love to. I've been a fan of Marvel comics and comics in general since I was probably single digits. I think there are a ton of those stories that I'm familiar with, at least that are still out there to be told. Hopefully, whatever their plans are, they include me, he added. But if not, I know they have a pretty deep bench of folks that are ready to be a part of those stories. There are certainly a lot of stories in the X-Men world to be told. Fantastic Four as well, like Doctor Doom. There are so many great things out there. But yeah, I hope I get a chance. Who knows? A lot of people are potentially wanting him to play Doctor Doom.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. I went and I Googled John Hamm's most recent photos because, like, what does current Hamm look like? Still grossly handsome.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I don't know if I'd put a John Hamm face behind a Doom mask. Like, I don't know that. Here's what I would do. And I don't know. I'm putting this out there to the two of you. Mr. Sinister.
He'd be he's got the face, the profile of a Mr. Sinister.
Is so hard to do. Like, how do you do Mr. Sinister without doing the X-Men?
Well, I mean, the X-Men are not far off.
If they do the X-Men, that could be insane fun thing for him to do.
He'd kill it, I think.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how you do a Mr. Sinister in a film though. He's not like a feel-good villain.
That's what I'm saying though. That could be fun.
He's hot though.
Especially for John Hamm.
He's very attractive.
Yeah.
With that weird diamond on his forehead, Mr. Sinister could get it, but
yeah,
he is difficult to do in a film for sure.
Yeah, very tough for sure.
Him as Doom would upset me because it's such another, like, we're going to use an amazing actor and then just like hide their face. And it doesn't make sense to me. And what would happen?
He's got a fucking great voice though. Like he would be a really good voice.
He could do a lot of things. It's just crazy to me that what would end up happening is they'd have the mask on, and then like every time Spider-Man's on screen, the mask disappears because they have to show his face. And it's like, well, then why have the mask? Like,
yeah.
I hate that.
They kept doing that in Ant-Man Quantumania where they'd be like
Black Panther.
Yeah.
Like every time they always go, yeah, it sucks. I hate it so much.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's not because all the other characters.
Favorite.
Yeah, no, like the main three. When you think about it, anytime you want to see Tony Stark's face, it would go to the interior shot. Captain America, always you would see his face all the time. Thor, always see his face. That core group, the first Avengers, didn't have that weird mask problem, but eventually they were just like, well, we gotta have the mask and show the face. And if Doctor Doom takes his mask off, I'll be like, this sucks.
No,
I hate this.
Well, he's
can't do that.
To be like, he wears the mask because he's disfigured, right?
Yeah.
So he can't take it off. Like that's like such a big part of his personality.
It'd be a waste on Hamm. Like, John Hamm's got a voice, but I want to see the man.
Yeah, he's too pretty. I agree.
This is all of us just crushing on John Hamm.
Dude, John Hamm lives in St. Louis.
John Hamm, what are you doing with your life?
He lives in St. Louis. He's a massive blues fan. I've seen him at games before. Yeah, he's.
Oh, you have?
Oh yeah. He's a big deal in St. Louis for sure. So I would 100% welcome
the world,
him.
my man.
Yeah, I would welcome him 100% in the MCU, but Doom might not be it. I don't know.
All you got to do is go look up the Toast of London episode about John Hamm. It's one of the best, funniest things that ever existed.
Oh,
that's your homework assignment.
Okay, I haven't seen that. I'll look into it.
Matt Berry, John Hamm, 30 minutes.
What? Matt Berry and John Hamm?
And Matt Berry, yeah, his character hates John Hamm because he's like so damn good looking. Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay, right, perfect. I feel like this is very much bronzeware, so I will be checking it out.
Let's check it out. 2 more little bits, and then we can see if Jesse falls asleep again. Deadpool 3 has officially restarted filming as of the 23rd, so about 4 days ago. It is embracing the R rating, according to comicbook.com. And we'll see what's happening, I guess, in that film next summer. All the rumors and people that are potentially in that film seem absolutely crazy, including Taylor Swift, who will apparently now be in some form in that film. A lot of people are thinking that she's going to be playing the Dazzler, which is an
makes sense.
old comic book, old MCU character, or old Marvel character, I should say.
What are they doing with this film?
She can turn sound waves into like light, and so she sings and then turns it into fireworks. Yeah. She's like on the Jubilee level of like Jubilee eventually gets better, but it's like on the level of like, oh, it's a joke X-Men a little bit. Sorry, Dazzler fans.
Dazzler sucks. No, she sucks in Marvel Snap. She sucks in the Marvel comic. She's just a bad character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, not a lot to do to save that. No Nightcrawler, like.
Yeah. We'll have to see. Deadpool 3 seems like it's going to be an absolutely insane film, though, with everyone that is potentially supposed to be in there. Cameo, main character.
It's giving me Zoolander 2 vibes, and I don't know if that's a good thing. Because Zoolander 1 was great, but I don't know if in Zoolander 2, all they talked about was the cameos leading up to it, and then it was like not great. So I'm like, I hope that's not the case, but
Yeah, I mean, I think Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman, they have pretty good like candor with one another. That alone is enough to get people like Hugh Jackman. I think, especially as Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, there's no way that film
Yeah.
does poorly, right?
no,
At all.
no.
I think
I just want
that
it to be
film-
good.
Yeah, I think
As
that
long as they
film
let them
will do
have
well.
fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, the best part of those movies is they let them just like go cuckoo.
you mean
that
like
is what I
having
want.
Brad Pitt in the movie
Yeah.
and parachute
like,
down and die
At the end of the second one, him going through time and erasing all the shitty versions of Ryan Reynolds movies, like that is great stuff.
Pretty
Sign me
good.
up.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm on board. And the last bit of news, and perhaps the greatest bit of news. Venom 3 production is officially resumed, y'all.
Well, thank
You're
God.
such a troll.
Get
You're such a
excited,
fucking
y'all.
troll.
I'm so excited to be back filming, Eddie.
Tom Hardy posted a message on Instagram on Thanksgiving. Excited about the return of the production. Venom: The Last Dance is apparently the name of that film, according to comicbook.com.
This is a terrible name for a Venom movie.
Yeah.
The Last Dance.
The Last
Venom, known for
Dance?
his dances.
I don't know. I really don't.
Oh no! What do you think, Eddie?
I never saw.
some lobster.
Did we talk about Venom 2? Did you see Venom 2, Jesse?
No.
With Carnage? They had,
No.
I never saw it. Is that on
Did
I
I see
100% am aware that I would not like the second movie.
Oh my god! I think I fell asleep in Venom too
Venom Let There Be Carnage is the name of that film.
because I remember going to see it, but I don't remember anything about that movie.
There's someone in my chat that just says it's fucking terrible in all caps.
I think I fell asleep. Yeah, I think I fell asleep during Venom too.
Sick. Great.
I don't.
Are we?
It's got
all
Woody
I remember is I
Harrelson in
watched
it.
a clip on YouTube.
Are we all
that was
allowed
like-
to have like one that you fall asleep in? I think.
Yes.
One movie.
Yeah.
Fall asleep.
Yeah.
I used mine up. I don't know what I'm gonna do for the next 10 years.
Yeah. It's only gonna get harder.
I think JP, you're the only one that has your free pass.
I don't believe that. I know there's movies he fell asleep in.
A Marvel
I'm
film?
positive of it.
No. I actually can't fall asleep in theaters. I don't think. Just like I can't sleep on planes. I'm too uncomfortable. So I don't know if it'll ever happen.
Aw.
I'd have to be at
like,
home.
What if I
maybe.
gave you a hug? Well, what if you rested on my lap while we watched a movie? Would you fall asleep then?
No,
If I stroked your hair?
because
Well,
my legs would be
Because you're
like
uncomfortable. I'll put it like a weighted blanket on you and I'll hold you tight. I'd be like, come on, buddy. Let's watch this movie together.
the couch
pal.
would have
And
to
then you fall asleep
be
and I'd be like, look at him.
for me to lay
Fall asleep.
horizontally. The couch would have to be like 13 feet long. It would be tough. Jesse.
Okay.
It would be tough. It would be very tough. You know?
Okay,
Jesse's
then.
like, I'm gonna make this happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
make you fall asleep watching a movie. I don't know I don't know how I'm gonna do it,
What? What do you get?
but I'll make you
drug
fall
me?
asleep while watching a movie,
All right.
and then
Domain
I'll send
master
every
in
photo
chat
to.
Venom
Yes.
2 is still 100% better than Morbius, and I feel like that means the bar is in hell.
Maybe,
Yeah, 100% of zero is still like zero.
Yeah.
So
Kind of true.
it's all mathematics, really, in the end.
Yeah, kind of true. The final thing is MCU crew related, but not MCU related. Bronze, this is just validation for you. Because the four of us ended up on a TikTok the other day, myself, Jesse Cox, Co, and Zeke, and a commenter says you can't tell me these aren't all the same guy.
I want
So-
you to know
So you're not
That
alone,
image-
Bronze. You're not alone, okay?
the longer I look at this image, the more sad I become because it looks like four men who genuinely are just waiting for death. Just like, well, another day of broadcasting.
That's very true.
Just like look at the eyes.
I don't know.
Like-
That was a complete. I skipped over. So like, this is me taking the image on my phone, but where I paused it, it just looks like we all hate each other life, ourselves, everything.
It's such a like
It's a
perfect
great image.
amalgamation of like, well, we've been doing this for 10 years. Like, it's just so you could somewhere long ago our souls left our body.
Yeah.
And then it's just so funny to me. We all are kind of looking down. It looks like you're chastising us a little bit. Like we
great.
stole some like a pack of bubble gum from the corner store and you're chastising us like, you don't steal from the corner store. We're like, we know, we're sorry.
Yeah. It's a good time.
It's so funny looking.
It's a good time.
I can't.
Oh
I
god.
fucking can't.
Good time.
Oh my god.
Anyways,
Oh my god.
I felt like that was important to bring up.
It's very important. I liked it.
Yeah, before we get into Ant-Man and the Wasp, let's go over one more time. Let's do a little reminding of our rankings here. So we most recently, aka 4 months ago, or maybe 6 months ago, watched Iron Man 3 at number 26, and we are continuing on the list into Ant-Man and the Wasp, a film which Jesse Cox fell asleep in. I
Fell asleep.
think I was pretty positive on this film. I think Jesse weighted this film lower than me and Bronze.
Because it made me fall asleep.
Because it made him fall asleep. So this one we might see this one skyrocket after today. I don't know where Bronze feels about it, but I feel like this is a pretty good movie coming up.
What I do
I remember not hating it.
Yeah.
That's a great. That's so
I mean,
good.
look,
We're not
let's
hating it.
let's be honest. That says a lot for Bronze, you know?
I liked it. Yeah, I liked it more than fucking Quantumania, that
True.
piece of shit movie.
Absolutely true. Yeah.
I'm
gonna try not to cough through the entire fucking movie, but
Okay.
the only
It'll
thing
keep
that
you
I
awake,
remember
that's
about
me.
this movie is that the bad guy I thought was boring as shit.
Mm.
That's the one thing I remember is the bad guy was like, this is the most lamest costume, no talking, barely doing anything bad guy. But I could be wrong. Again, I, did fall asleep.
there
Maybe it
is a
becomes very
bad.
good.
Who's the bad guy?
The bad guy is the like the ghost person, the person that shifts.
She's not. I mean, sure. I
she's
guess.
not. She's like a part of the movie, I guess.
Yeah.
To me, she was like set dressing a little bit. Like I don't even remember her name.
That's what I'm saying. I was like,
Or the movie
a
was
good
like
villain.
Batman and like his crew,
Yeah.
and like that chemistry.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Okay.
Anyways, we'll see how it goes and get back to you about the ranking. Before we wrap up, let's do some shoutouts. We didn't do shoutouts last week, I don't think. Or maybe we did and we were just... I got a lot of Quartermaster quotes, by the way, on what his the mottos for Quartermaster. Someone said...
what's Quartermaster's mottos?
Someone said...
Okay, real thumbs up for thumbs down. Let's go.
Someone said, I nickel and dimed them.
No, you have to have a quarter in there. It's got to be nickel and dime. For the Quartermaster saying you nickel and dime someone, that's a no.
Okay. I'd have to pull up the YouTube comments to get more, to be honest. Let's see here.
Wait, what does the Quartermaster do again? Does he conjure? I forget what he does.
I don't think he
Jesse,
does
you're the one who
anything. He's
came
just
up
the
with this
Quartermaster.
fucking guy.
I don't remember.
You said the Quartermaster, and he has one-liners that are money based and or 1/4 based. I don't know.
Yeah,
He's
maybe
his own thing, man.
Maybe he can only he can only produce things. I forgot the whole fucking thing. He just throws quarters.
He's only 25% as strong as anyone else.
Doesn't he only like throw quarters or I don't recall. Let's just do some
I thought
shoutouts.
he puts a quarter on the arcade machine because he has next.
See, now that works.
No, that would be his
so-
origin.
oh.
That's how he got his name. That's his origin.
Okay.
Is that he used to be a fighting game aficionado.
Yep. He used to play Street Fighter 2, and then one day during a freak electrical storm while playing, he was electrocuted by the arcade cabinet, infusing him with the power of every Street Fighter 2 character.
What? Now you're just like Secret Invasion.
He has the power of every Street Fighter 2 character.
Okay, but that would make him like an actually like really powerful superhero.
Right, but here's the thing. You can only unlock those powers by eating a quarter.
This man has so many coins in his rectum and his duodenum that he would have horrible.
Well, that's the problem, is that it makes him sick. So if he wants to help people, he has to eat a quarter.
He has to get
but
sick.
It's also his own kryptonite. So in the moment he can like, Hadouken, but then at home he's like, pooping.
I love this one. Lurk Skywalter, first time chat says, this is a line for Quartermaster. I love that this is a first time chatter. Stick a quarter in your ass because you played yourself.
That's something he would say.
That's not
bad. Yes, that's it.
That's not bad.
That's it.
It's not bad.
That's it.
All right, send that guy the legal documentation because we own that now. That's part of the MCU crew. We got to buy that from him. Let's do some shout outs and watch Ant-Man 2.
Oh my God.
Bronze, are you good? Do you need some water?
Because you got played.
I got my water.
All right, good. You can do shout outs.
Hi.
Please.
Hello, I'm that bronze girl. I'm getting over a bout of RSV. So if you're a human being in the United States at this time, get your flu shot because you don't want this. It's horrible. You can catch me at PAX Unplugged this weekend, where I will hopefully be healthier and definitely not contagious at all. I'll be recovered by then. So you can check me out over there. And yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
Fantastic. Jesse Cox. Do some shout outs.
Well, I'm not traveling the world spreading my diseases to people, but I am. What? I'm just being, you know what? I'm jealous is what it is. I've got so many diseases and they want to spread so badly. Yes.
Ew.
But you know what, Bronze? It's because you already have given me a fever. I don't know where I'm going with this. Anyway, moving on.
Boo! Boo! You're the worst.
Nope. I'm gonna be right here doing stuff. Over on the YouTube and also here on Twitch. I've got about 12 million games to finish, so that's my life. And yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to watch this movie. This is gonna be fun.
Fantastic.
Horrible shout out.
That was a horrible shout out. For a horrible I don't know where I'm going with this. Anyways, what are we doing tomorrow? Tomorrow's day off. I'm going to be playing WoW Classic all the day because I have a problem, and it's WoW Classic. Wednesday, I think just more WoW Classic.
Fever?
I got a fever, yeah.
And the only way to cure it is more bronze in your life?
No. Yes to more bronze, but not the fever part. And she's not.
Well,
I don't think she's
got a fever.
No, I don't think so.
I need a double dose.
Jesse, you already fucked up your shout out.
Did.
Don't fuck up.
Now you're fucking mine up. On Saturday, Gassy Mexican and Beth, his wife, are going to be flying up here to St. Louis, and we're going to do a whiskey sweet cook-off where me and Max are teaming up against Aurelian, my wife, and Max's wife, Beth, to see who can cook better. I don't know how
what
it's
going to go. What
are you cooking? We're doing it like Top Chef. So we're going to like a Whole Foods or some Friday. And we're going to grab all the food there to prepare our dish. And then we're going to World Market, where each team will choose another random thing that the other team must cook with to be revealed on Saturdays.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's going to be... It's going to be poggers, as the kids say.
JP, I'm not going to tell you what to do.
Okay.
I'm not going to tell you how to cheat this thing.
I think you're about to, though.
When you go to World Market, buy something that helps the other team so that your wives can make something freaking delicious, and then you idiots can make, like, I don't know, a salad. And then it's like, what a complete meal we've made. And win-win, my man. Take the loss. On stream is fine, whatever. When that stream's over, you get to live the best life.
I think,
Just saying.
That's true. That's true. Not a bad play. Not a bad play. We'll see how it goes. And we'll reconvene. I'll tell you how it went next week. How about that? I'll let you know what happened.
I will have forgotten, so it'll be a whole new experience for me.
Fantastic. That's it. Thanks for watching the MCU. We're going to go watch Ant-Man 2. We'll also report on that next week. We're going to let it simmer, and then we'll do the re-rankings on the next episode. Have a good rest of your week. If we don't see you, stay tuned if you're watching on Twitch. We'll be right back with more.